So this is by far my favorite part of the day is claiming rewards. This portfolio continues to do around $1,000 per day. I have not been reinvesting profits into more positions. This is a ETH and BTC heavy portfolio. I like to take profits, stack them on Aave, and then redeploy when opportunities present themselves. Now I have two ETH positions that are just teetering out of range. Over the last 24 hours, both positions went out of range for about 3 hours. Remember, I have a 24 to 48 hour rebalancing rule, and so I just sit it out. So I earned around $582 in the last 24 hours-ish. I was just about to claim it. Again, favorite part of the day. But I thought I'd hit record and just kind of walk you through how I do it, how I think about it. Now, I want to actually bring you into the UIG just for a quick moment. Please do your DeFi business roadmap. So you have a solid idea of what do you do when you claim fees? What do you do with those fees? Everyone's strategy is going to be a little bit different. In fact, I'd be curious to hear what your strategy is. You can leave it in the comments. But the point is, I claim these fees and I can open up new LPs with it if I want. I could move it to different blockchains or different protocols to diversify. I could take it and buy bull run assets and buy more, whatever it is that I want to buy, BTC, ETH, Souls, whatever that is for you. I could take it and I could lend it out on places like Moonwell or Aave. I could get into stable coin pairs and earn yield on those stable coins. I could claim it, move it to my bank account, and go buy some cool cars with it. You get the point. And your strategy is going to be maybe, well, for sure, different than mine and different than anyone else's. Now, there's patterns, but you get the point. And so for me today, I'm going to claim this $585 and then I'm going to go deploy it over on Aave. I keep building a stable coin taking profit portfolio, and then I like to deploy it aggressively in market corrections. Also note, I've got a multi six-figure, it was almost seven-figure bull run portfolio, so I'm good there. And I'm happy with a lot of my DeFi positions. And so right now, I just like to stack stables. I just have a rule that I always have dry powder on the sideline, so I never feel like a victim to the markets. And if the market's correct, I can actually do something about it and not feel like I'm just shit out of luck. Would love to hear if you have any feedback or any questions on anything I shared. Do leave it in the comments. With that said, let's do some claiming here. I'm going to rip through this really quick. I use a protocol called VFAT. You don't have to. You can go straight to Uniswap or straight to Aerodrome. I just like VFAT for the ease of use and the simplicity of it. So I'm going to go harvest. I'm going to go manual. Remember, you can set up your auto harvest. It's going to harvest, but it's going to take 1.2% of your profits. So you can do that if you want. I just don't really feel like paying 1.2% for something I actually even enjoy doing. I'm going to receive my tokens in USDC, and you can see what's going to happen here. Remember, Aerodrome pays out in arrows. So VFAT for me is going to take that arrow, it's going to swap it into USDC. There's going to be a $2.67 protocol fee, and then I'm going to get the remainder in USDC. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click harvest, confirm. And as you can see, let's go over to Aave. I already have my 281 USDC ready to deploy over on Aave. Again, I don't do it for the rewards, but I do it as a place to keep my profits safe and a place where I can deploy fairly quickly. So that one is done. Now I've got another $193 that I can harvest over here. Wham bam, looks like I'm going to get around 192. Wham bam, done. Confirm. We'll see this jump up to around whatever that's going to be, around $500 or there it is, or 473. That's right. Next, I've got 59 and 48. I'm not even going to bother with that. I'll just let that ramp up a little bit more. Everything is in range. And again, this is bouncing between usually around 400 to 500 to around 1200 for brief moments. It drops down to 200, and for brief moments, it'll pop up to 15 or 1600. But on average, if I'm in range the full time, I could at least expect $800. Now again, I only had 500 plus because I was out of range for a few hours in two different positions. But all in all, anything past 30, 40%, I'm running circles around Wall Street. 80%, you're a freaking DeFi god. 100% plus, you're getting into probably tighter ranges, a little more hands-on, maybe more advanced strategies. Or you're just catching some really good volume pumping through the markets and pumping through your specific pairs, which is always fun to be a part of. Bit of a quick video, but I hope that shows you how easy and real that is, that I can supply this 473 over on Aave. I just have a rule. I always have my money working for me. Supply it. We should see this pop up to $48,800. Again, quick math on this, just so you have an idea of the actual returns, is 4880 times 0.0316. It's a whopping $1,500. Ain't gonna make anyone rich anytime soon, but if opportunities present themselves, let's just say that the price of ETH jumps lower or the price of BTC pops lower, I could choose to enter more liquidity pools. I could set a lower range. So basically buy a bunch of BTC or buy a bunch of ETH at a bit of a discount and then just let the liquidity pool take profits as the price of ETH and BTC rebound. Or I may choose to take that ETH, BTC, whatever I buy and just add it to my bull run bag for, capitalizing on the bull run and on future price appreciation. Or again, I could short the markets if the opportunity presents itself, or I can take it as cash and go invest in other areas if I so choose to. And ultimately, that's where designing this flowchart is so valuable, just so you can have a game plan. Every time something moves, every time you do something, you're like, right, this is the game plan. This is a beautiful example from Julie C. And again, you can check out other members' flowcharts and business plans, and I think it's really, really cool. Check out the portfolio review section if you're in the UIG. If you're not in the UIG, we'd love to have you. We'd love to help support you. Here's another one. They want to create around $4,000 in monthly cash flow, and they've got a really solid plan over on VFAT and Osmosis. They're collecting rewards, they're lending it out, and they're moving it into some wallets, or some goes into fiat. So the 4K income moves into fiat for them. Again, solid plan. Everyone's is going to be a little bit different, but I want you clear on your plan. And that's that. Really hope this video served. If you want any other videos or any questions or any comments or anything you want me to show you or anything you want me to talk through or teach or explain, let me know in the comments. With that said, we're going to wrap up this video. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next. Peace.